the sun don't glare in your eyes, high over the mountains, but it's not like home to me. Blowing through these battered walls, let your fingers soften my eyes as a breath of fall rides on your shoulders. Would you soothe these troubled times? Won't you soothe these troubled times? There's a place where the cross is king and the steeples fill the sky. No spirit left to wander free, and it's not like home to me. Blow wind through these battered walls, let your whispers open our hands as a breath of life rides on your timeless wings. Would you soothe this troubled land? Won't you soothe this troubled land? And there's a place every heart is free to seek truth as it can, built out of blood, sweat, and tears. It's the only home for me. Blowing through these battered walls, let your wonder carry our dreams as a breath of justice sweeps across the world. Would you soothe these troubled seas? Won't you soothe these troubled seas?
creation, you, my child, are away. Waves are crashing, rivers churning, planets twirling, stars ablaze. Storms are raging, atoms whirling. You, my child, are away. To perceive these wondrous things, to count the beats of a blackbird's wings, to tell a story and dance and say. All the splendors of creation, very happy that you came, because they needed someone to see them, and you, my child, are away. To perceive these wondrous things, to count the beats of a blackbird's wings, to tell a story and dance and sing.
Good morning. We are very glad that you've decided to bring your energy and your heart and your presence to be here with us today and All Souls online ongoing journey. This is a congregation that's built around covenant rather than creed. We are bound together by our ideas of how we will treat one another and the world. The things that we hold up as worthwhile are many, and that's what we mean by worship. But the ways that we interact are to be respectful and honoring of even people with different opinions. So whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, and background, you are welcome to be part of this congregation. And we certainly welcome you here today. Getting along with people who do not share your views is challenging. It's apparent every day. And developing skills to do that better is our challenge and our covenant. We'll be here for a long time, and we hope that you'll continue to join us. I'm going to offer a little transition here and ask our
So I just wanted to throw it out there that we've got, I wanted to encourage everyone to join our Zoom pods that we've got going on, Zoom meetings. We've got several great leaders in the church that that are hosting calls on a weekly basis, and trying to get together some folks. And I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but maybe you haven't caught it. But these are really fabulous people that are running these calls. And if you hop on one of these calls, there's 3 of them scheduled every week. Then they're good at helping it feel kind of natural and enjoyable. They're fun, and also I encourage you to join, not just for your own personal benefit, but also to help out the community. So there are regular meetings. There are no commitments. Just show up and help build a strong community. With that, thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Susan.
Thank you so much, Bennett. And thank you, Barbara, for that wonderful transition music. I love that. I wanted, first of all, to thank everyone who came to the statewide assembly for Together Louisiana on Tuesday night with the governor. That was amazing. It was great. We got kudos from the organizers for our turnout from All Souls. And every time I saw one of y'all sign in, I was just jazzed by that. So I want to thank you. And I also want to say that the week since then has been kind of horrendous in our nation, and that many people are hurting. And we will mention that, deal with that somewhat today, but I also want to let you know that next week's service will be devoted to the topic of race relations and how we heal that wound in this country. And our speaker will be our own Brittany Turner. And so I'm very, very excited about that. And I think it's something that that we need to deal with, particularly as a predominantly white church, that white people need to be talking to each other about this. And so I hope that you will join us next week. And also, speaking of interfaith and Together Louisiana, someone said in Adult RE this morning that with the events of the week, they reached back to Tuesday night for the hope that they needed. And so with that, I invite you to join North Louisiana Interfaith this Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. We're going to have our local evaluation of the assembly, but also we're going to be talking about next steps and the 10,000 conversations that we're going to be having around the state about how we reimagine Louisiana, how we bring Louisiana back while bringing in more people from the margins, while not leaving so many people behind. And so I do hope, if you didn't get an email about that, there is a registration for it. So if you'll either put it in the comments or email me, text me, whatever, and let me know that you would like an invitation, that you would like to register for that event, I'll make sure that you get one. And I believe that is all I have for right now. Thanks.
I want to encourage you to be kind to yourself during this time. If you feel isolated in any way, please reach out. And I think it's kind of nice, and it's becoming standard practice here on Sunday morning for us to, if in being good sports, join together and putting our if we are able, and if we need to modify this, please do. Put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right shoulder, and lean one way or the other. Close your eyes and give yourself a big hug. Let your heart travel to the people that you care about, that you wish you were getting to see and can't right now. And with your imagination, give one of them a hug this way and know that they're hugging you back with their love. We need one another in community, even when we can't be together. So please do what you can to participate. We hope that the service will give you some nourishment for your spirit today.
If you'll join me at home in singing Gathered Here. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Let's do it one more time. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. On the church calendar we made back in August, remember August? That was to be the day that we traditionally call, today was to be the day that we traditionally call Affirmation Sunday, a celebration of the end of the church school year and a time to mark the transitions of our children and youth. This year, we aren't even pretending this has been anything like a normal year. Not that we've even had a metric for that in the past few years. But we do need to mark the way that our children and youth have come through, the way that they have persevered under the most difficult and unprecedented circumstances, the way their parents have come through for them, becoming teachers, even as they were having to learn entirely new ways to do their own day jobs. Even as we mourn all there is to mourn, the devastation wrought by this virus, the people we've lost, the people we almost lost who are still recovering, some in our own congregation, the people who, for whatever reason, have decided that the virus has a political agenda. And in the midst of all this, the horror that has unfolded in Georgia and in Minnesota, reminding us we must also fight the more deadly diseases of white supremacy and institutional racism. And so even as we mourn, we move forward, determined to discern what is ours to do. And we take time to affirm and celebrate that we are still here and that the church that holds us and sustains us is everywhere that we are. We'll now have our first chalice lighting with Ella Sanzalone. Do we have Ella? Did we lose Ella? Oh, there she is. Welcome, Ella. We're ready for you to lead our chalice lighting. Ella, you need to unmute, sweetie.
Hello. Oh, okay. Because I dropped out, so I didn't hear anything that was said.
I'm sorry. We would love for you to lead our chalice lighting now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart.
Thank you, Ella. Why a flaming chalice? The question comes. It's the cup of life, we answer. a cup of blessings overflowing, a cup of water to quench our spirit's thirst, a cup of wine for celebration and dedication, the flame of truth, the fire of purification, oil for anointing and healing. Out of chaos, fear, and horror, thus was the symbol crafted a generation ago. So may it be for us. In these days of uncertainty, sorrow, and rage, and a light to warm our souls and guide us home. We would
Now-
like to have the Russell Peck family lead us in our unison affirmation.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other.
I think next up we have a song to sing, hopefully together. If you know it and are willing, I'd love to have you sing along with me. This is called I Will Not Be Afraid. I will not be afraid, for I know my hope is justified. I know revelation still unfolds. I will not be ashamed. I will open my soul to the mystery beyond my control. The love that makes this broken world whole. There is only so far down the road a body can see. I will do what's mine and move on. Speaking truth with love to powers ever greater than me. With compassion, I'll be where I belong. I will not be afraid, for I know my hope is justified. I know revelation still unfolds. I will not be ashamed. I will open my soul to the mystery beyond my control. The love that makes this broken world whole. Not afraid of a love that makes this whole world whole.
Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate you singing that. I love that song. And I was over here muted singing the alto part. Have a story for you today. The story is called Fruits, and it's by Chris Buse, who's a minister in Tennessee at the UU Church of Knoxville. Briefly, before I share the story, I wanted to share this cartoon, which a lot of you have probably seen on Facebook, but this is you. I love this. This is by a man named Dave Walker. He has a website called cartoonchurch.com, and he gave this cartoon away to churches who wanted to use it during this time. And this is all of you. This is where we are. This is where the church is. The church is not the building. The building is wonderful, and we're so glad Barbara is in the building to kind of give us all that sense of home and that sense of grounding. But the church is everywhere that you are, that we are. So I love that. Anyway, here's the story. The story is called Fruits, and as I said, it's by Chris Weiss, or Chris Buse, I believe is how he pronounces it. There is, in the book of Matthew, in the Christian Bible, there is a verse that says, by their fruits you will know them. And this is a story that might help a little with the meaning of that verse. And I want to thank Ella Sanzalone and an anonymous illustrator for helping me with the illustrations for this. So once upon a time, a mother and her daughter were carrying baskets of food to a neighboring village where people were hungry and had no food of their own. They had to travel a great distance, which made them very tired, and so they stopped to rest. And as they sat down, they heard a voice call out to them. They looked around, but saw no one. "Hello," said the voice again, "look over here." The mother and her daughter looked over and saw a thorn bush. They looked at the thorn bush for a moment, and then they looked at each other. "I believe that thorn bush is talking to us," said the little girl. "I am not a thorn bush," said the voice. "I am a beautiful apple tree. If you like, you may sit a while and admire my beauty." "If you don't mind my saying so," said the little girl, "you do not look anything like an apple tree, and you do look exactly like a thorn bush." "Silly girls," said the voice, "I am the most beautiful apple tree in all the land. Please feel free to sit and enjoy my beauty." "Are you quite sure you are an apple tree?" asked the mother. "Yes," said the voice from the thorn bush, "I am quite sure." "Then perhaps you can help us," said the mother. "You see, we're carrying food to a neighboring village where people are hungry. Since you are an apple tree, you could give us some apples to take to these people who have nothing to eat." "No," said the voice from the thorn bush. "No?" asked the mother. "Why not?" "The people are very hungry. They don't have any food at all. They would love to have some of your apples." "No," repeated the voice from the thorn bush. "You see, I don't have any apples right now." "Oh," said the mother, "that's too bad." After a moment, she said, "Well, we must be going." And they stood up and continued on the road to the village. "Come back," cried the thorn bush. "Come back and admire my beauty." But the mother and the daughter did not hear the thorn bush. After they had traveled many miles, they became very tired once again and decided it was time to stop and rest. They had not been sitting long when they heard another voice. "Hello," said the voice. The mother and her daughter looked around a while before they noticed a man walking toward them on the road. The man was dressed in very stylish and expensive clothes. "Don't worry," he said. "I'm not a bad man. I'm a nice guy. I won't hurt you. In fact, I'm a very good man." "You're a good man?" asked the mother uncertainly. "Oh, yes, I'm a very, very good man. I read the Holy Book every day for hours and hours. I pray each morning when I rise. I pray again in the evening when I go to bed." "And you're quite sure that you're a good man?" "Oh, yes, quite sure." "Well, perhaps you'll help us. My daughter and I are carrying food to a neighboring village where the people are hungry. We're very tired from walking for so long. Would you please help us carry these bags to the village so that people there will have something to eat?" "No," said the man, "I'm a good man, but if I were to help you carry those baskets, I might mess up my nice new clothes. You know, the jacket is very nice. So how would anyone know I'm a good man if I don't look fine? Sorry, but I can't help you." "Oh," the mother said, "that's too bad." And after a moment, she said, "Well, we need to be on our way." And the two picked up their baskets of food and continued on down the road. "Come back," yelled the man. "Stay here with me." But the mother and her daughter didn't hear them. They continued walking on the road to the village. For a while, they walked in silence. And finally, the daughter said to her mother, "I'm confused. Today, we've seen a strange plant that claimed to be an apple tree, and we also saw a strange man who claimed to be a good man. But how can we be sure? I mean, how can we tell a real apple tree from a fake one, or a really good person from a fake good person?" "Well," said the mother, "it isn't always easy to tell between something is real and something that is fake. But it seems to me that if you want to call yourself an apple tree, then you should give the world some apples. And if you want to call yourself a good person, then you give the world some loving kindness and a helping hand, and stand up for those who need your help and who need your support. After all, it's by our fruits that we are known." As human beings who aren't trees, our fruits are the good things that we do for others and the way we stand up for others who are oppressed. It's the way we share what we have and use whatever privilege we have for the good of others. It's not enough to say we are nice people or beautiful apple trees. By our fruits, they will know us. Every week since we've been having these online services, we've been blessed to have Larry Andros here to do our meditation. Larry teaches the Saturday meditation group that now meets on Zoom, and he'll be back next week. However, he's definitely given his blessing today to our meditation leader. A couple of weeks ago, Ava Kate Peck asked if she could lead meditation and worship one Sunday. This was a surprising and delightful request. And so first I asked her if she could lead meditation in our family religious education class that we have after service. She did a beautiful job. Ava and her brother Jackson have been practicing mindfulness meditation with their parents, Jennifer and James, since they were very small. And I think there's a lot to be said for the resilience and self-settling that this can bring about in our children. So I'm pleased at this time to welcome Ava Kate Peck to lead us in this morning's meditation.
Thank you, Miss Susan. So I'm going to start off with sit comfortably where you are and close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, focus your eyes on something in the room. It can be anything. We'll start with a few deep breaths. Place your hand on your stomach, and while you breathe, feel your stomach go in and out like a balloon. Imagine something you have seen or heard that was beautiful. As you breathe in and out, think about how it looked, maybe how it smelled, what it sounded like. Now think about how it made you feel. Imagine something good that has happened during this quarantine. As you breathe in and out, think about that time. How did you feel? What was it like? Was it exciting? Did you feel calm? Did you feel happy? Try to remember how those feelings felt in your body. Imagine something that you are looking forward to after this quarantine is over. Think of how happy you will be. Think of who will be with you and what it will feel like to hug them, to spend time with them, and to enjoy time with them. Think about how grateful you will feel for that opportunity. I also want to bring our focus to the pain in our country over the last week. Imagine George Floyd's family and friends and send them loving kindness. Imagine people of color who are hurting and scared and angry and send them loving kindness. Think about a world where everybody loved each other. Imagine a world without racism. What would that look like? Imagine what you can do to help solve that problem. You may now open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Ava. That was beautiful. Before I introduce our speakers for this morning, I want to remind you, since we don't have an offertory per se as part of these services, we do have a donate link in the comments on Facebook Live. And that makes it very easy to make your contribution. We also certainly will accept the checks that you mail into the church. We are checking the mail, and Jan is coming in to take care of those. Our bookkeeper, Jan, does it, and we thank her for that. And so just wanted you to be aware of the options that are available. So as I said at the beginning of the service, we do not even begin to pretend that this has been anything close to a normal or typical church year. Our children and youth have claimed their own place in history, as they've probably made some of the biggest adjustments of anyone in the age of COVID-19. And I've asked 3 of our high schoolers to offer their reflections on the year. And we'll begin with Ian Soche.
Well, this moment of quarantine has been quite the adventure, with missing out on the majority of school and missing most of my friends. But I've learned a few things. I've learned how to be really, really, really patient, and how to deal with matters in a calm way while still being aggravated inside. But I'll just be happy when this whole thing has blown past, be able to go back to school, see your friends again, and just have a normal life again. So all the craziness being trapped inside a house with nothing really to do. So it's my thoughts.
Thank you, Ian. And we'll hear now from Andrew Lawrence.
Hi, thank you. The main thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that I'm having much more perspective on how other people are dealing with this as well. Because at the end of the school year, all of my teachers had to transition from like face-to-face learning to online learning. And because I have teachers as parents, I got to see both sides of how that affects everybody. And I think one thing that we can all think about is like how how much we think about how other people are dealing with this. Because previously I had had some knowledge about how teachers functioned because of my parents, but also now I think we can have a lot more, we can concentrate more on that. And lots of things are changing, lots of people about how the way we interact. And I think that, you know, everyone who I've talked to, of course, keeping 6 feet, has talked about how important it is to talk to other people. One thing that I changed was that I became much less motivated to do schoolwork, which was not a good thing. But I think that we can see lots of changes even in the environment, how there's much less pollution, but also there's much more people being stir crazy. And like, I know it's affecting lots of people through anxiety and things like that. So I think one thing that we can all try to do is accept the change, part with the bad, but try to keep the good things that we're learning from this experience.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And last, we'll hear from Eleanor Lawrence.
Thank you. One of the many things that I've missed as we've transitioned to online schooling has been a ceremony they hold at the end of the year, at the last day for seniors, where one of the senior English teachers reads in the courtyard the book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, which is not actually, the book title isn't why I'm referencing this, although in retrospect, it's deeply ironic. But the moment when she reads it, the whole courtyard, which has probably a quarter of the school piled up in it, falls silent. And you can hear this woman without a microphone shouting sort of all across the courtyard. And I hadn't realized until now sort of what a great example of the force of social pressure that is. You get 100 or 200 teenagers, and the likelihood that they'll stay still to listen to a book that most of them probably think is a little cheesy and a little overdone is not high. And I think about that in the context of this pandemic and this quarantine, and I think about the incredible power that it's shown us of just the slightest amount of social pressure, the way those of us who normally wouldn't even think about only going to the grocery store once a week or not having a weekly happy hour, people who wouldn't consider that otherwise, being willing to make those sacrifices for social pressure. And I think what that really teaches us is the power of our decisions having great effects on other people. In the same way that you can infect one person who infects 10 person who infects 100 people, your decisions create an environment in which everyone else continues to make the same decisions that you do. So you staying home from the grocery store doesn't just mean that you might not infect someone or get it. It also means that you create the environment for 10 people not to go to the grocery store. You deciding to make a vote or make a change creates the environment for 10 votes to happen, even if you only have one. You deciding to show up to the Caddo Parish Courthouse on Saturday creates the environment for you to pressure the people around you who otherwise would sit down. And I think the greatest thing about the pandemic isn't that it created that situation. I think we have always had that power, but I think what the pandemic has done is shown us how we can use it.
Thank you, Eleonora. Thank you all. And I want to also mention that Andrew and Eleonora are actually coming to us from Arkansas this morning. They are visiting their grandparents. And so we really do appreciate the initiative to Zoom in and join us. And also, Eleonora, if you would tell us that there is a demonstration concerning the events in Minnesota and around the country. And I wish that you would tell us the time for that on Saturday.
I believe that's at noon on Saturday in front of the Caddo Parish Courthouse. Yes, Saturday at 12.
Thank you. And we will, of course, share that on our Facebook page and everywhere as well. And again, thank you. Thank all three of you for the wise thoughts this morning. And I will turn it over to Reverend Barbara to extinguish our chalice.
Well, we were going to sing a song together first.
Oh, we were. You're so right.
Our religious education director went through the motions to acquire the rights to use this for this service, and we want to thank the artists for that. If you have original music, we would love for you to send it in to us so that it might make its way into a service as well. This song is by Emma's Revolution, Pat Humphreys, and we've done it many, many times. However, this is going to be in my key, and so I hope you can sing it with me even so. It's Swimming to the Other Side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beams that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part, loving lessons that I will follow. Be my guide. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living with the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving lessons living together, we're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. The work we share, it is our work, shared with each other in covenant, that creates and sustains this beloved community. We extinguish this chalice, but its light lives on in the directions we have chosen today. Even as we are apart, the light of this faith lives on in us together, in our hearts and minds, bodies and spirits. Amen, and blessed be.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the song. Thank you to all the participants of our service today, to Ella, to Ava Kate for the beautiful meditation, to the Russell Pecks for the unison affirmation, to Ian and Eleonora and Andrew for your wonderful reflections and so much wisdom there. Thank you to Bennett, as always, for your just steadfast leadership, and Brittany Turner, who holds us all together, and of course, Reverend Barbara. And thank you for, in spite of my blowing past the song, I did have a wonderful conversation with Pat Humphreys yesterday, and I'm thankful to her and to Emma's Revolution for their wonderful music. So together, even as we are apart, we must for a time let go of some of those traditions near and dear to us. But even across the distance, some traditions simply must be preserved. And so for that, may we be truly grateful.
I'm doing this because every service like this, in the school year service, we throw beach balls everywhere. And there was one special one because a guy was graduating and going off to, I think, Seattle.
Let's hear some Peter Mayer.
You could say that you stand apart, put a fence around your yard. You can build a tall rampart, guard it with a gun. You can dig yourself a moat, burn the bridge and burn the boat. It Won't matter that much, you know, 'cause all the world is one. All the world is one. You can march in a big parade every Independence Day. You can raise up your own flag, sing your own anthem. It'll ring out in the air with the other anthems there. To the winds of the earth declare, all the world is one. All the world is one. Go and ask the Buddha when he's sitting under the tree. Go ask Walt Whitman when he's looking out at the sea. Ask Alan Shepard when he's standing up on the moon, staring at that pearl of blue. Ask an atom in the breath you take. Ask the water by the riverbank. Ask a strand of DNA that's written in your blood. One life running in your veins, one life from one big bang. You can try and separate it, but all the world is one. All the world is one. Ask the Buddha when he's sitting under the tree. Ask Annie Dillard when she's up on Tinker Creek. Ask Alan Shepard when he's standing up on the moon, staring at that pearl of blue. An outbound train, try to make a getaway. You can ride off like John Wayne to the setting sun. But earthlings don't leave town, they just go round and round till they figure out all the world is one. All the world is one.